I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekal Kadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Greetings and salutations to the Akiyam, Wak Akwathiam, and that speckled bird that is listening and learning. Shalom. Uh, Proverbs 13 and 4. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Okay. So I'm really this video is really a testimony. Okay. I came into this truth uh, around 2014, June, July, August 2014. I went to nursing school, graduated, took my state boards, passed, sought a job. I found a job working as a nurse here in the county in Pennsylvania that I live in. Um, you know, I got the job uh, for unknown reasons, and I knew the history of the nursing home that hired me. They hired minorities because they had gotten in trouble uh, for not hiring minorities. But then I found out that they would hire minorities and then find reasons to fire them. I was fired from the nursing position that I had. I was angry. I was bitter. While I was off collecting unemployment, I started finding videos. Uh, the first video that I came across was some brothers. I believe it was the same park that I went to with the GMS Philadelphia camp. The apostles came down. Some brothers from Connecticut came down. I was amongst some very influential brothers in this truth, man, and you know I didn't really get a chance to greet the apostles, Tahar, Gabar, Ramlab. Uh, I don't remember seeing Rakah, um, but there was some other brothers, man, that came down uh, that I did get to meet. I stood post for a couple brothers while they were speaking. Um, Going back, let me take a step back because I have to get to that point. So, being as though I was fired, and the park that we were at, the first brothers that I saw teaching, I believe, were Great Millstone. And the scriptures that they were bringing out caught my attention because they were talking about, I believe it was Isaiah 14 and 21. I'm gonna I'm gonna say that it was Isaiah 14 and 21, where it talks about the destruction of the children for the iniquities of their fathers. And the one brother, you know, it got a little vicious, and I was like, oh shit! But this is the Bible that these brothers are speaking about. And my whole adult life, the time that I was early 20s, uh, I used to be into the scriptures, Revelations, Deuteronomy 28 and 68 was a big one. Revelations 13 was a big one. and I used to talk to my wife about the collapse of the economy of this world. This was 30, 35 years ago. Uh, didn't know I was an Israelite. I didn't know that the Latinos and Native American Indians were Israelites. I thought because the only people that came into slavery on slave ships were so-called blacks. I didn't know the history. Um, I started really paying attention to what these brothers were saying, and I started watching constantly. Uh, I started watching them. I started watching IUIC. I used to hear some of the things the IUIC was saying, and I was like, this is bad. I'm going to New York and get me one of those purple suits," you know. Um, I got very involved with trying to get an understanding of what these brothers were really talking about, what they were, and I asked questions of people that were into the Bible, and I asked, even before I was in the truth, I asked pastors about the books that were taken out. But when I started finding out the truth, I started saying, "Hey, do you know about this Israelite thing?" And um, Salakia, this is a brother, the brother Yapal. Hey, Shalom, can I give you a call right back? I'm videoing, right? Making a video right now. Yeah, Shalom. That's the brother that's in my camp, Salakia, y'all. So I started getting into the truth. I came to a decision that, and listening to different groups, IUIC. I listened to GOCC at one point. I listened to IUIC a lot, but I started listening to Great Millstone, and there were some disagreements. I wasn't happy about the disagreements because it was like, why are they arguing? What's the point? Why are they doing this? Because we're all trying to this is a common goal. I kept on listening to Great Millstone, and uh, I found out that there was no reason um, to be involved with other groups. You just had to be involved with one because that common goal is not it's not going to be anything it's not going to come out to well, let's put it this way: the scriptures talk about can two come together unless they agree. Okay, let me put it like that. Instead of trying to explain it in my own words, can two come together unless they agree? No, they cannot. So this is the reason why Great Millstone was separate and did not want to have unity camps and different things. IUIC was bad mouthing, calling them rapists and different things of that nature. Did that affect my decision? No, it did not. I wanted to hear the truth. So I decided to go with Great Millstone. I said, these brothers, they're bringing out uh, the scriptures. They're bringing out the truth. They're bringing out the understanding. Okay. Did I know if it was a wise decision at the time? No, I didn't. But now I do. I do know that it was a wise decision. Um, I started trying to get in contact with different brothers. I needed to find a camp in my area. The closest one was Philadelphia. I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Uh, 60 miles on the train. You know, um, got in contact with one of the brothers down there, the Bach camp leader. Good, decent brother, man. Love the brother. You know what I mean? Haven't seen him or heard from him in a while. Um, I do go down to the Church of Philadelphia. The brother Amaya Kahala, that was in the same camp as I. Me and the brother that have a camp together. Uh, Getting deeper into my testimony, the history, going down to Philadelphia, aches and pains. Like I said, I was into nursing. I'm going to get into my flu shot. that I had gotten. This is not medical advice. I'm not telling anybody not to or to get. That's their decision. Um, but my personal experience, I had gotten a flu shot. Uh, I started to have problems with my ankles. They hurt. I didn't know why. I had black spots around my ankles and bottom of my legs. I started to have pain in my knees. Didn't know why. Um, going into getting in contact with the brothers in Philadelphia. The bot called me. We conversated. Um, I was off work at the time. I was on unemployment. I was I was struggling. But I was telling the brother, yeah, I'm gonna come down and hang out with you brothers, and I did. Um, Started to be a little difficult for me to travel. The brothers offered me money. Me being the person that I am, I didn't understand at the time that the charity, of brothers, man, I didn't understand that, because I was still one of those types of people that didn't have a lot of trust. Um, and I kind of started saying, "Hey, listen, I don't, there's brothers down in Philadelphia that need to get to the camp. Go ahead and help them out. I can't make it because I don't like to take from people. That's one thing I won't do is I don't ask for help. I just don't. But I didn't understand that at the time. I didn't understand what the gist of brotherly love at the time. So um, kind of started missing camp. Um, I ended up getting another full time job, and I started making some money. At the time, they were having us work. There was some mandatory overtime. I started missing because I had to work on the weekends. I had gotten a phone call. This was over a period of maybe 6 to 8 months. I gotten a phone call from the brother that was camp leader down in Philadelphia for GMS camp Philly. Um, we had already gone down to DC and I saw the apostles and hung out with some of those brothers down there. We had to leave early because some of us had to work. I remember the apostle Tahar turned and said, he said, "There goes our babies. There goes our babies, man." I remember that, man. But a couple months after that, going down to Philadelphia, man, the Bach decided that it wasn't a good idea for me to continue with Great Millstone Philadelphia. So we parted ways. Um, I continued to watch videos. I continued to study, and going to work. Maybe 4 months after, um, I started feeling different issues. I had knots in my neck, and I was like, what is that? And I started having different problems, and I got really sick. Uh, People were at my job were saying to me, I need to go see my doctor. Yo, you all right? You need to go see your doctor. A couple weeks after, are you all right? Yo, man, you need to go. You need to go. You know, get checked out, man, and see what's going on with you. A couple weeks after that, people were like, man, you need to go to the emergency room because it was like my skin. I can see that I was getting jaundice. My liver was blocked from pressure, from the lymph nodes being swollen. Um, I found out that I had Hodgkin's lymphoma. Um, and when I go into the diligence, I continued. I was going to work. sick, I still watched the videos. I still studied. When I found out that I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, it took me, it took me a couple days to decide to go into the hospital after I had lost about 40 pounds. Um, People were like, "Yo, man, you need to go get some help." Um, I decided to go, and it was took me, like I said, it took me a couple days. But the day before that, I went into the hospital. I sat in my little box of an efficiency, and I laughed. And I laughed because I knew that I was probably going to die because I already knew that these people didn't care. Um, you know, and something the Lord really put it in my spirit to go to the hospital because I didn't want to go. I just didn't care anymore because I knew what kind of world that I was living in. I knew the truth at that point. I knew that um, that I was going to be all right. So I decided to go to the hospital, and when I did, and I found out, and I was in the hospital for about 5 days, um, maybe 6 days, and because I was on unemployment, uh, or no, no, I wasn't a Salakia. I wasn't on unemployment. I had insurance through my job. My that was taken care of. But then 5 days I was in there, I didn't contact anybody, even though I have dozens, hundreds of family members in the county that I live in right now. I didn't contact anybody because I knew nobody really wouldn't give a damn. But on the fifth day, I called my sister and said, "Hey, listen, this is what's going on." Um, she came to see me. Um, Man, this is fucking hard. This is difficult, man. She came to see me, and I explained to her what was going on. And but after I explained to her what was going on, I just decided, okay, listen, this is what they want me to do, and you know, I thought I had all the support in the world. The first couple weeks when I went out to the cancer center and they evaluated, took blood, and did different tests and all those things. You know, After that, it was like I decided to go ahead and do it because I didn't know about I was new in the truth, man. A couple years in the truth, a year or two in the truth, and I didn't know about herbs, and I didn't know about I know I could pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but I didn't know about all those other things, so I just went and I did it. Um, it did a lot of damage to my body, man. Really did, memory wise, and a few other things. But the support that I had was little to none. But during the time that I was getting the chemo, I was going to the library. I was watching my videos. I was studying. I was making signs because I said I have to get back out onto the street. I have to get back out here and I have to teach. Um, so with that being said, this is these were goals, man. These were things that I was hoping and praying that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua would allow me to do because I knew that that was more important than anything. Okay. Um, So being as though I kept on making these signs, man, let me get a scripture real quick, man. I'm going to read 2 Peter 1 and 10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. So while I was getting my chemo, and even after, like I said, I had no support whatsoever, man. You know, after I get done with chemo, I'd have to catch the bus in town. And where I got off the bus, it was like I was staggering home, like I was a drunk, to get home. Um, and I did this twice a week, man, for like 4 months. It took me a while to get back on my feet, man, and it took me a while to get through this thing. But in the meantime, like right now, my channel that I have is Yahweh My Power. I'm formerly known, as far as my channel is concerned, as Yahweh is My Power, and that channel got clipped because I used to I was a little angry, you know what I mean, with the people that I had to deal with, and the hatred that I had towards Esau, man, and his people. You know, um, the first strike that I got was a video titled "This is why we call you the devil." That was one of my first strikes on Yahweh is my power. I should have titled this one Yahweh is my power too, but I just changed it to Yahweh my power. But I studied. I made signs. I used to go to the library every day because I didn't have to work. You know, going through the chemo and everything. So once that was finished, I said, okay, I need to get. I'm going to continue doing my videos. I'm going to continue studying. I'm going to continue watching the video. I need to get back on the street. I need to get a job. I want to get back to work. I want to start paying my own way, and doing things that I need to do. And I took myself to get a CDL and said, this is how I'm going to begin this thing over again. Got a local job. Continued to do my videos. Eventually, not getting into my personal life too much. Met a woman that was really supportive of what I was trying to do. And eventually, I ended up calling a brother that I was working with, or I had met at a previous job. I found his phone number and I called him, and he told me he was teaching downtown in the city that I lived in. So one day I went down there, and that was the beginning of me coming back out on the street. That was the beginning, man, of me getting back out on the street and teaching. And I had my signs, and and that's where I ended up back out, man. Now there was some things that happened, which I'm not going to get into because that's not part of it. That's not something I want to talk about. But I and the one brother, we are still teaching. He is also the brother that's no longer in with. We are no longer in the camp together, but he still teaches. Lord, praise Yahweh, all praise Yahweh, Shem Yahushua. Um, Hope that he continues to. But me and the one brother, we're still teaching together, and um, with everything that's going on with the Kanye situation, Kyrie Irving, the demonization of the children of Israel. This is very welcoming, man, because uh, uh, this is what I've been waiting for, man. I've been through a lot. I know a lot of other brothers have. We all been sick. We've all been. I've had our trials, our tribulations. The lack of support from family, friends, or what have you, and we have gotten to this point, man, and this is the point that we've been waiting for. You know, this is what we've been waiting for. So what we have to do is continue in this, man. Don't give the fuck up. Just like I said, man, when I was sitting in my room, I thought I was gonna die, and I didn't mind. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't mind, man. And so we have to understand that we're coming to a point where we may lose our lives. So we can't mind those things, man. We can't care. Okay. I hope that ain't my wife coming in because I'm trying to finish this video. But you know, look, like I said, man, Colossians, I'm going to read this, man. Colossians 3 and 23. And whatsoever you do it heartily. Okay? Do it from the heart, man. You know, do it, you know, to be because you know it's the right thing to do. As the Lord did. Okay, as Yahweh. Yahweh Shai, Salaki. And not unto men, man. Do this unto the Lord, man. Do this heartily unto the Lord and not, you know, not unto men. You know, don't worry about what the fuck these people are doing gonna do. When I was getting ready to die from cancer, I didn't have the support from men, from family, you know. So to make your calling and election sure, do it heartily unto Yahweh, man. Yahweh Bashim Awashad. You know, because we getting ready to get the fuck up out of here. You see? We're getting ready to get out of here, man. You know, a kingdom is waiting for us. Slaves, servants, okay? With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders who great millstone and rule well. Shalom.